Stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Everything you say is in very bad taste. Stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Only want to hear your ass because the top is a waste. What you say means nothing to me. Though you have a lovely bottom, that's all I wanna see. The words you speak should never be heard. It should come from your ass. Rest assured, stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Everything you say is in very bad taste. Stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Only want to hear your ass because the top is a waste. A wise man told me you're the cream of the crop, and to only love your bottom and never the top. Your mouth tells lies, but your ass speaks the truth. Bend over, baby, let your rear end be soothed. Stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Everything you say is in very bad taste. Stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Only want to hear your ass because the top is a waste.
check. Down, 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 down,
Stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Everything you say is in very bad taste. Stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Only want to hear your ass because the top is a waste. What you say means nothing to me. Though you have a lovely bottom, that's all I wanna see. The words you speak should never be heard, it should come from your ass. Rest assured, stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Everything you say is in very bad taste. Stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Only want to hear your ass because the top is a waste. A wise man told me you're the cream of the crop, and to only love your bottom and never the top. Your mouth tells lies, but your ass speaks the truth. Bend over, baby, let your rear end be soothed. Stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Everything you say is in very bad taste. Stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Only want to hear your ass because the top is a waste.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. How's it going?
Welcome to the apocalypse, my friends. Ed Dana, R2, R3 Lucky Nut, Greg Flowers, Mr. B.H.B. Jr. I'm going to get that right eventually. The Dog Paw. Leo Metal Shredder, the Joe Wentz, Project TV. How's it going? How's it sounding there, everybody? The Dog Paw. Yes, sirree, it is the perfect background for losing your mind. Well, Mark.
I forgot I had a normal voice. The world is turning upside down.
Rocker Pat, welcome. Stafford's Music Studio, Dave, what's happening?
Wow, well, we're all here. How in the heck is it going? Yeah, it's a bit on the deeper side, that is for sure. Great to be joining you guys on this Sunday, and it's so awesome. We don't have to worry about catching each other's cooties or anything. How cool is that? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. When do they close Arizona and Nevada? Sound like probably they already are. Even yeah, like I guess like all the Walmarts are shutting down at like 10 o'clock and all that stuff. So it's pretty crazy. Bruce, right? Isn't there a song called Me Bruce? Something like She Called Me Bruce. That was Rick Springfield. Wow. Stafford. So yeah, I'm getting caught up here in the chat. The Dog Paw, you're hanging out at the airport, coughing and wiping your nose, nice and quiet around me. Cool. Isn't that the best way to do it, huh?
Jimmy Biter, what's happening, brother?
Good seeing you. Welcome to the Kool Kidz, man. This is where we hang today. They just closed all the bars and restaurants in Ohio. Yep. I know, no jams, man. These are now our jams right here. Live streams. So looks like we're going to be doing much more jamming for each other. Which, I mean, really, I can't complain. I'm so glad that I've gotten into this whole YouTube live scene, man, because it's... Everything is turned upside down. Yeah, man. R2, R3 Lock and Nut. Good to see you. Where's Leo at? I know Leo was in here before. Anybody check him out, man? I just watched some of his stuff, and I was like, oh, my God. This is the fault of all these trap channels. Fully agreed. Yeah, dude. I can't believe it, man. It's yeah. Yeah, well, I've gotten some really good support. Randy Schardiger, he put up a new one today. Covering the what was it? The Blues Challenge, kind of the result there. So he put up his portion of it, and some other people came out and joined the channel, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. So, I mean, over Christmas break, I was celebrating 300. So some stuff has been moving, and it's very good. Yeah, 420. Don't go up in smoke. Up in smoke. Well, let's go ahead and kick out a nice apocalyptic jam, shall we? I'm feeling it. Let's see here. What do we got? Smoke 'em if you got 'em. The sounds of the apocalypse. The trap bots. This song goes out to all of our trap friends out there. If you're feeling trappy, this is the place to be. Right here with all of us cool kids. What's up, my crazy friend Don?
Don has joined the Kool Kids. All right.
Wow, man, oh man. So, anyways, you could get a virus from YouTube? Well, in a sense, absolutely. I would think, in my strange guitar meets science ways, that theoretically, the sound waves could potentially move the airwaves in a certain way that they actually arrange possible dust particles into a certain form of matter. Yes, sir. All right. We're getting into theory. That theory is near and dear to my heart.
The Rock and Roll Guitar Lounge, welcome, my friend.
Ha! I have a feeling that the trap crowd has been warned when they come join the Kool Kids. So anyways, yes, the Dog Paw brought up some really cool theory question there, which is Dorian with a flat 5, blue note. Absolutely. That's part of the Jamolian modal system right there. It's not a bad combo. Let's see, and I've got my little input support little box that kind of floats around on the screen there, so it tends to block the chat. I know. It's a Hollywood production, man, so... Yeah, I'm not quite sure when I'm hitting Dorian or not, but generally I just take a pentatonic, fill it up with chromatics, and then we're really happy, so... As we know, a pentatonic goes like this. How is everybody doing on their TP supplies, by the way? You know, I was over on Dave's live stream, Stafford's Music Studios live stream on Friday, which was a blast. At least that bit I was able to get in there and chill out with them on. Joe Wentz was there, R2, R3 Locking Nut, the gang, you know what I mean? And they had Brian S. on there. That was really cool. So anyways, yeah, we started thinking about toilet paper. I was thinking, man, you know, could wrap a guitar in toilet paper and have a status symbol. You know what I'm saying? So, who's saying they're running out of toilet paper? Let's see here. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Rock and Roll Guitar Lounge. That really sucks, dude. Yeah, I know. I would have gotten a bidet long ago had I known. Whoever knew that toilet paper would be such a commodity, you know what I mean? My hand never runs out. Absolutely. R2 says he's wiped out. Pun intended. And Craig, I was doing okay on TP until I had like 5 coffees this morning. Yes, sirree. It's like that, you know. I'm now thinking back, and I'm so happy that I had that premiere of the blues thing showing off all you guys a while back, because would have been in some serious trouble having that Indian and then sitting around there eating those cookies and milk and chilling with you guys, man. Woo! Let me tell you what, I could have bought stock in Charmin at that point. What I wasn't ralphing up was coming out the other end, and I'm telling you what, it was pretty damn sad. Props to R2. That was pretty freaking good, man. Just crap in the shower. Absolutely. And then, of course, if you got one of those variable streams, you could get it right to that center stream right there, you know what I'm saying? Just blast it down. Watch those chunks just kind of, unless, of course, you ate something that really hardens it up. Man, I'm telling you what, we're getting very high class here on this stream. I gotta tell you. I'm already watching my viewership go down. We ran them out. We scared the shit out of them. No. Farmer stocks are the best bet. Yeah. My God, man, I totally would have gotten stock in Charmin, man.
Old Man Dan, welcome to the Kool Kids, my friend. Good seeing you. Happy Sunday.
Or should I say, happy Apocalyptic Sunday. I told half of us we got to go to the office, half of us not to. Well, I'm part of the half that has to go to the office tomorrow. That's, yeah. So I'm just going to walk around hacking and coughing all day, and that'll scare everybody away, and then I can just do my work. Of course, half of them are probably sitting there lurking in the background. Craig Flowers doing Cashmere. Right on, dude. Don, third try. What kind of guitar is that? My apologies, sir. The scroll moved kind of fast because I have a feeling we're all in high intensity mode. And it's great. We could all be high intensity together, so this is great. So this one here is a Washburn Lion, Lyon. It's actually a student model. It was considered a student model. I think you can find these things for about $100 online. But it's modded to hell. Latest mod actually was with the assistance of Ed Dana. Much props to him. That's that piece of tape, which I've actually moved to a black piece of tape. Right there in the pickup set. This way the string doesn't get popped over the other end of the string. No tremolo. It's got a fixed bridge on it, but the strings actually come up through the body. I love the tone of this thing. These are both single coil. They look double, but they're actually wired as single. Chopped out a coil on each side. So the neck gets the neckest coil, and the bridge gets the bridgest coil. So it's got a good, what do you want to call it, a good contrast between the tones there. And then, I thought I was a full-time YouTuber. Yeah, right. I'm sporting my 420 subs, and that's it. I can make a living now. Yeah, right. It'd be fun, actually. I don't know. It seems like a lot of pressure, though. I heard a lot of full-time YouTubers tend to burn out, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'm like, wow, how the hell am I going to follow up that video? Like I thought the Metallica video was pretty good. Actually, a lot of people seem to have dug that one. So I was like, well, how the hell am I going to follow that up? I got to do something better. So instead, I just said, no, let me just do something a whole ton not as good. I am a burnout, Ed Dana says. Let's see. Old Man Dan bought a new guitar today. So at least we all die. I'll die with another guitar. Good job, brother. Congrats, man. And then Craig is probing, and he's going to see what kind of axe he has got. So that was going to be my next question. Well, thank you, Rock and Roll Guitar Lounge. I'm glad you dug it, man. I always said if it's Rock and Roll Guitar Lounge approved, then that's definitely a good thing because you're Metallica. That is for certain. And Craig, same with you, man. Thank you.
XMM has joined the Kool Kids. Good seeing you, man.
XMM, just checked out your most recent video. That song was pretty friggin' tight, man. If nobody's had the chance to check that one out, definitely check it out. And Craig Flowers also has the new Zeppelin video up too. So yeah, I never heard a song like that, man. What XMM did, that was pretty unique, man. I really liked it. Yeah, so I was doing a little jam over A minor. I'll probably wear out this progression. I'll probably lay a new one here in a moment, but this is the thing I was jamming over. Now, I'm also thinking probably I wouldn't mind getting a little bit more of the music happening. It's nice to have the guitar, but it's sailing way over the top there, so I'm going to try to get a little blend, so please bear with me. As long as I'm not overdriving the hell out of everything. That's not too bad, is it? A minor is a lovely key. Do one in E flat demolished. Yes, sir. The demolished key. That's demolished, all right. So anyways.
Metalhead Hippie. Welcome to the Kool Kidz, my friend. Good seeing ya.
And I think on this one, we could actually do a little key change. Thank you, brother. Awesome. Well, I kind of wore out that progression a little bit there. So yeah, I'll be changing it up because I have other beats in here too. So that means that we can also hear other progressions, which variety is always good. Let's see. So Stranglehold vibe. Yeah, exactly. You sure can shoot. That sounds like a country song, actually. Don't even ask me to sing that one for you. All right, when your right hand fingers start wiggling across the strings, how do you do that, man? It seems insane. Good question. Thank you. And after all, we are in the apocalyptic shred vibe, so let's go ahead and shred in the scene in the city tonight. That's part of it. You gotta really enunciate that night. That's a James Hetfield. Tonight. Don, good seeing you, my brother. Nice hanging out. Good luck out there. Watch out for crazy things in the air. So anyways, going to XMM's question. I love answering questions. Anytime somebody asks questions, I'll try to answer them. So let's get up close and personal here, and let's see what the finger's doing. I'll try to give you a couple angles there, because there's a couple ways I do it, so I'll kind of do both ways. I'll run the progression, the same old boring progression for now until I get to a new one, and try to show you guys. Give me one sec. When putting the finger in this angle, it kind of stops. You pretty much only get about as far as that string. The other way, this way, you can pretty much go up all the strings. Problem is you get tired really soon when you do that versus holding the pick sideways. I won't even try it. Maiden. Let's get caught up here. Sort of prefer Megadeth to Metallica. Yeah, Megadeth is I find their arrangements are more complex. Is that just me? Seem more melodic in their arrangements, are more complex. Seen Andy Martin do the finger thing. Pretty cool trick. Very cool. Do that with your tongue. Yep. I started to attempt that, R2, but yeah, no, I have a feeling I'll be tongued like this for a while. That probably wouldn't go over too well. Yeah, well, XMM already, you pick without a pick, so I don't find that you'll have a hard time adapting to that technique at all. I don't know how you manage to keep your fingernails about you, because I tried doing that, and I always end up losing part of my fingernail. I tried to go on all fingers only, but I did that, and I ended up in... yeah, that would leave a hell of a callus for sure. Old Man Dan says, for me, Maiden, I was never too into Priest. I like them, but I just prefer the operatic, they definitely have an operatic vibe to them. My girl's going to love it. How to do that? Absolutely. You'll never see the inside of a doghouse again. No. Oh goodness. I will though. So my brother just walked in, says, "Sounds just like you, only." Oh God, get out of here, man. Dude, you can shred, man. I know you can. Actually, there's a whole room full of shredders. I mean, Craig Flowers, thank you, sir. But, I mean, doing that Jimmy Page stuff, I find to be pretty much nearly impossible to really pull off convincingly. That's why I won't even try it. You, on the other hand, do it pretty well, so. And that and drums and everything else, so that's pretty cool as well. I don't know how you could play so many instruments, but... Polyglot. Polymath, as they say. Yeah, the finger reach, that could be a bit of a challenge. I mean, I run into that too. I find that I have less reach than I did when I was younger as well. But I try to exercise some of that stuff. At least try to encourage my hand to say, you know, you could do diminished. I mean, it'll sound horrible, but like a multiple diminished. The Shawn Lane thing. Now, Shawn Lane, I was going to go into the topic of Shawn Lane, actually. Shawn Lane was a beast. Anybody out there listen to Shawn Lane back in the day? Or, well, now I guess you can as well. But, I mean, what he was doing back in the day, that guy was a beast. And, but he used to have quite a handle on doing these diminished. Well, it starts off diminished. It's almost like a whole bunch of diminished, essentially. So, E diminished and then B diminished. And back to E diminished, which would be G diminished. And then D diminished. And A diminished. Now, if you were to try to play that melodically, it would sound probably pretty awful, or at least really unsettling. So if we use that same old progression, and then we just take something like that. It doesn't make much sense. But we could probably shred it, and it would sound pretty chaotic. Maybe. So, those wide stretches are kind of interesting for that kind of stuff. I worked so hard not to be a positional player, but it is easier, yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's kind of a hodgepodge. I look at it. There's a lot to catch up on there. I see a lot of text. You know what I love? 59 Music Master has a 22-inch scale. You get used to it. Yeah, I could see that. XMM, I suggest doing exercises every time before playing the instrument. I had a pretty nasty left-hand injury. Yeah. Without constant exercise, I think that I couldn't stretch for half a fret today. Yeah, XMM, you're totally right there. When I did that Cliff Burton thing, I did a cover of the Cliff Burton bass solo a few videos back, and I hadn't warmed up for that, so I ended up with my pinky out of commission for a little while. Did some stretching, though, sat at work, and come to find out that the source of it was somewhere about right here in the forearm. As soon as I felt that tightness, I went ahead and massaged it out, and I got my finger back. But man, that was kind of scary.
Bearded Blues Dude, welcome to the Kool Kidz. Thanks for coming.
Ed's having a Corona. There you go, Ed. Yeah, arthritis. I mean, in arthritis, you can't really fight. You know, I mean, it is just what it is. It's one of those things you have to work around. Really good blues player in Vegas. He just works around it somehow. He just keeps on changing his finger positions every time arthritis creeps in more and more. He still sounds fantastic, but he's got a lot of fighting he's doing. So anyways, going back to, there was something up there that I wanted to address. Hang on one second. Let me go back a couple comments here. Being a positional player versus not being a positional player. Rocker Pat says, Ed, I could send you a tick and you can have some lime melta. Glad I learned to use all my fingers. Lets me substitute. Yeah, exactly. Play just with the index and pinky. Yeah, I was without a middle finger for like a year. So I had to play with everything but the middle finger for these weekly gigs I was doing, and that was something. And it was weird because when I was able to get the middle finger back, it was almost like an unwelcome addition. You know what I mean? Now, then I didn't want to play with it, really. But yeah, that was kind of, when it first started, that was really kind of a pain. But it was actually all because of a burr in the fret in my Fender Strat, believe it or not. Always check your frets for burrs, especially if you have older guitars. Don't set your fretboard on some hard surface because it might create a burr, and you don't see these burrs. I couldn't even see it. The naked eye couldn't see it. I just eventually felt, and sure enough, I found it. It was like on the 4th fret, and that burr screwed me up. Well, it kept me out of a middle finger for a year. So cheating by using Dorian for any mode by moving made me use other positions. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, taking the modal approach is good because the way they connect. Usually, too, I try to find connecting patterns, and that's usually a good way to get out of the positional rut, so to speak. You know, but part of it too is also not being afraid to play in position too, because that's fine. There's nothing wrong with playing in position. And sometimes when you want to traverse the fretboard, then at that point, we connect patterns from the different modes, or from the different pentatonics, really, in order to do that. Usually I'll use a filled pentatonic. Yeah, that kind of thing. But then I'll connect the patterns. So that this way you can sort of connect the patterns together. I don't know. I mean, I was kind of forcing it there, but it's nice. I find that it actually kind of adds a little bit of fluidity, I guess, to the lines by doing that. Smashed my left finger with a pound hammer. Oh, God. Had to relearn Hell's Bells. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. And I missed Bearded Blues thing. Oh. They ran out of water, so you bought Coors Light. Oh, boy. Telling you. Hey, Leo Metal Guy, thank you, man. And if nobody's had the chance to, if you haven't had the chance to check out Leo Metal Guy, I came across him and I was like, whoa, shit, man, this dude can shred. He can seriously shred the guitar. So for anybody who's a shred head, check out Leo Metal Guy, man. That's some scary stuff. Ed Dana got to the gig Friday, had left the power supply for the pedal board in a different guitar case. Straight to the amp, the whole gig with just the delay pedal off a battery. Yeah, that's... Sometimes you got to adapt that way, man. It's interesting what forces this. And then the funniest part is when somebody comes up to you and goes, "Man, your tone's never been better." You know? Dogpaw teaches pentatonic, add 2 notes for Dorian, show them how to just move it, and then show them they now know a major scale anywhere on the neck. Absolutely, yeah. Otherwise, they get scared. They get scared of the modes. So, yeah, that's a good way to do it. Good technique. Yeah, definitely Leo Miller guy. Without a doubt. Yeah, nobody... for whoever hasn't heard him, you're in for a treat, man. I know I was. I was like floored, man. I was like, damn, this dude could play. And if you're out of TP, you could finally have a use for all those single socks you've been saving. Ain't that the truth, man? I got a whole ton of them. Problem is, I'll forget. I'll wear one to work, and I'll be sitting around going, man, what the hell, dude? What's going on, you know? Be sitting there at the desk, staring at computer code, wondering where that really shitty smell. It can't be a dog, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what the heck's going on here. Boy, that sure smells awfully human, doesn't it? For those who take multivitamins, whoo, you wouldn't want that on your sock. Craig got a Fender Supersonic, tons of distortion, and it's a Fender. The divorce paperwork will last for months. Yeah. These days, I buy green salad and green salad only. It's the only sustenance that can reliably act as food and toilet paper. Oh, man. Boy, I tell you what, I went to the right place today, let me tell you, man. I mean, Tucson's just going nuts where I live. I'm sure it's going nuts where all you guys live, too. So, yeah, we're in the right place, that's for damn sure. Ed Dana says he was using a 40-watt PV Envoy red stripe. Oh, okay, yeah. Has a distortion channel. Yeah, PV has some good distortion sounds. So now I'm thinking, okay, let's try a new progression. Something other than what I've been playing this entire time since I've started. I haven't been on that long, only 54 minutes. Just FYI, yeah, my streams tend to go for a little while, so. Especially nowadays, because I'm not going to be hitting the jam night anytime soon. Thanks to this wonderful thing that has occurred. Yeah. But in order to have a new progression, your local Home Depot has bidets. Just saying. You can make a homemade bidet. I'm certain out there somewhere, somebody, first poster who posts this will have an awesome idea on how you can make your own bidet. I'm going to leave that up to the chat. Bideo, 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 bideo. All right, cool. Now we grab ourselves a beat. We could try a little subsonic bass too, if we like. My bro said he talks while he jams like you. I told him it takes practice. It's a nervous habit. Playing is a nervous habit for me. Oh man, let me tell you. Yeah, okay, I got to riff off on this real quick. Social distancing. Man, let me tell you what. I've always been a big social distancer to begin with, and now all of a sudden I'm like, cool, I've got a license to socially distance. How cool is that, man? It's like Christmas time, dude. But anyways, all right, so let's try a new progression of sorts. I'm just going to grab a random drum beat, cross my fingers, and hope that it sounds good. Let's see what we got. Hey, there's a fun groove. Peace, metalhead hippie. Yeah, that's so true. The internet went down, forget about it. How long does this thing go? Yeah, man. Sorry, I screwed up that progression. Thank God I'm not doing a live gig. If I were, people would be throwing tomatoes at me. I'd say, hey, make it into marinara sauce so I can have a nice pasta. Here we go. See you later, XMN.
Live. Welcome to the Kool Kidz.
Happy Sunday. kind of clip them old fingernails. Clive, good seeing you, man. So I would say that in your time slot, it is heading to 23 o'clock. Am I correct? So that would mean that you are almost a day ahead of us. Which actually means that you've seen this live stream before any of us have. So how did the stream go? Did I have any technical difficulties, Clive? Because you're pretty much in another day than we are. Craig Flowers spent 7 years alone in a blacked out basement. Oh yeah, we were talking about the whole social distancing thing. That's why you agree. You're my only friends. Red brought me back from the dead. That's awesome, dude. Good to hear. And then I found my YouTube crowd. Oh, that is right on, man. Yeah. So Clive, you could. Yeah. So then, what are our corona stats here in the U.S. now? Oh boy. Dog Paws in Texas. It makes him 10 years and 1 day ahead. Wow, dude. So he can tell you lots about your future. That would mean that he knew it was coming 10 years before he even found out. Yeah, so we're having a good time over here. So anyways, don't catch corona without the lime. Do not. Paved roads, and potable water. So yeah, so that's essentially a very simple funk progression. Now, though that's a simple funk progression, we could then employ these cheater bands that I use. I like these cheater bands. They're great because I could use the same mentality to play single lines as I was doing with the chords using these. So I was doing this with the chord, the ninth chord, E ninth chord. It's the second mother of all funk chords. But now we can do a single note. And then, of course, we do a sus4 set of arpeggios, a fret too high. And you stand up and do the sideways pick thing. I find that I actually can't sit down and play. Oh, thank you. Yes, there was another topic I had in mind for this stream, which is the strap, the guitar strap. Not a lot of people put importance on it. Of course, that was actually in preparation. See, I've been sitting here preaching to you all about like live performance. Oh, get out to your local jam night and play and blah blah blah. Well, I don't know. We just kind of blew all that out of the water, didn't we? But nevertheless, let's go ahead and imagine then that life was normal and that we didn't have a pandemic. That would mean that we'd be going out to local jam nights and jamming with local bands if we can, or whatever. So that means standing up and playing most of the time. So then what happens there? Well, something must be under consideration for that. So give me one moment. First off, I have to figure out which guitar the strap is on. Which actually wasn't on any of them. Standing up versus sitting down to play. Well, most of the time I sit down here on my lazy ass doing videos and stuff. But I'm sure one of these days I'll want to do like some kind of performance video. Try to make it look like I'm playing with a band or something. So anyways, I have a rule of thumb with guitar straps. That is, the strings, the center of the strings where the D and the G strings are, cross the old belly button. Now, of course, maybe if I were skinnier, there'd be a different metric, but so far from what I see, no, that's still generally the best metric to go by. Pretty much one size fits all. I don't have any funky shaped guitars that would make me have to adjust the strap. So I sew the strap. I literally put black thread in here and I sew the strap in place so it can never change. So that this way I don't get stuck out there. So now we've got this. The middle of the strings goes toward the belly button. Those people that play it really low, I'm sorry, I just don't know. Most of the jam nights here are pretty lame. Not a big metal community here. I have a hack for that, Leo Metal Guy, because I know mine's very similar.
One-Eyed Jack has joined the Kool Kidz. Welcome, One-Eyed Jack.
There are no germ nights in the town I live in. It's a very small rural town. One-Eyed Jack, if you haven't had a chance to see him yet, he is another player who I kind of stumbled across, and he actually did an entry for my blues jam, and the dude is phenomenal. One-Eyed Jack, do you listen to Shawn Lane at all? Because for some reason I was picking up some Shawn Lane influences out of what you did.
Dana Everhart, welcome, man.
Dana, I just covered it, but I'll happily cover it again. Yeah, give me just a moment here. No, I don't use any strap locks. I used to use strap locks a long time ago, but I just generally, rule of thumb is I always take my straps off of my guitars when I put them in the guitar case. Wow, God, this D string is ready to pop anytime soon. You know when those strings get so used up that they start getting little burrs in them. But I really like this guitar. But so anyways, yeah, no, I don't do that. I just take off I find, because used to be, my straps would get really loose because I would leave them on when I stick them in the gig bag. And once I figured out that I could take them out of the gig bag and do that, then, or take them off before I put the guitar in the gig bag and fold it up, stick it in a pocket in there, then it's good to go. But what were we talking about? Because I'm going to get to the finger thing again for Dana. It's always good to kind of go along with that. Awesome, R2. That's absolutely fine. My guitars sit lower. Not as low as the new metal guys. Yes, and we were talking about metal. Okay. That's right. Thank you, Rocker Pat. You reminded me kind of, sort of. Is that Yeah, because I'm kind of a rocker dude, funker dude as well, but our jam night pretty much is centered around blues. So I just make the most of it. I go ahead and play what I like over what they have. So I pretty much say, what songs do you guys want to do, and let them do them, and then we just try to transform that.
Rick Romanelli, welcome, my friend. Welcome to the Kool Kidz. Ha ha ha. Good seeing you, bud.
Rick, how you dealing with the apocalypse? Dogpaw loves his strap locks, and since they're rusted on, yep. And how about you, Leo? Do you use strap locks? You like them? I guess if you're doing a lot of stuff, if you're doing a lot of jumping around, then I'm okay. Freezers is packed. There you go, man. Same here. That's the way we do it. My wife and I, we started jumping on that right when we saw the reports from China. We were like, hey, we're going to get ourselves started immediately. DeMarzio clip locks. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, those help a lot of people. For me, I don't know. I just, once I started doing that, but I mean, they're easier on and off. I don't mind stretching a bit of leather to get it on there, but it just depends. Schaller, that's cool. Bruce, Schaller's cool. I did when I played live. Yeah, I used to use them. I had trouble. It marred up my Les Paul finish pretty well, so I was like, all right, I'm not. I don't know. I didn't install them right or something. Only thing I stocked up on was ammo. Yep, everybody here knows Rick Romanelli. I'm sure his name precedes his reputation. King of tone. King of all tone. That guy can make a hollow body, or a Strat for that matter, sing like nobody's business. Ed freaking Dana, of course. His reputation precedes him. Ed Dana is one of the legends on our music scene, I would definitely say. And he has one hell of a cool collection of vintage gear, and you get to really hear it getting used nicely, so always a treat. You got R2, who's just a solid shredding guitar player. I mean, R2, R3 locking nut. He's one of those guitar players I first saw. I was like, damn, man. And Joe, if everybody knows the Joe Wentz Project TV, that dude, man, he could do Eddie Van Halen. Like, he has his own style, but he incorporates some like Eddie Van Halen type licks along with some Jimi Hendrix in there too, just to kind of round it out. And man, it's a treat to listen to. Yeah, definitely, man, without a doubt. And then you got Dave, Stafford's Music Studio. Actually, now I've started to see him as definitely a cornerstone of this music community as well. He does a lot of cool stuff. He has that weekly Friday stream. I've gotten to be a guest on it a couple times now. Got to hang with R2 and Joe and Dave all in real time, which is really neat. Yeah, man, I saw that. That came popping up on my notifications. I was like, man, this dude freaking rocked it. It's kind of a combination of melodic, and I don't know, R2, if you could sort of share some advice, if you will. I personally find it harder to get sustain in notes in the higher register, if that makes any sense. Maybe that sounds weird. Maybe I'm just challenged in that way. But for some reason, when I see you get up there to the top of that fretboard, you got this kind of command up there that is unnatural. Because I notice, when I'm up here, I guess one thing is I'm fighting smaller frets, but then the other thing too is that we're kind of losing our sustain. You know what I mean? And yet you up there, you seem like you got just every bit as much sustain as you do down here. So any light you shed on that is always welcome. Forgot about EJ. Is it over? Well, he said the 16th. You got time, Craig. Hop on it, man. Well, you could probably still even do one. Sustain is overrated. Just move on to the next note. Thank you, Rick. See, Rick, you just make it so much easier, man. This is why I gotta ask you guys this stuff on these feeds, man. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. That's why you see me frantically going. Like, I can't get sustained, so I'm just gonna pick the living crap out of the notes and hope for the best. What vintage gear? LOL. Well, you got some vintage tellies there, don't you? I see it as vintage gear. I mean, I don't know. I see a Telecaster, and I just immediately in my brain it says vintage. Just screams vintage for some reason. PV is vintage. That's vintage. I see you play through a PV. More gain, more sustain. R2, here we go. I love to hold and shake those notes. It took time and patience. Thank you for your kind words. No problem, man. Well deserved. Totally, dude. Red's home. Say hi, Red. Everybody says hi, Red. Yeah, Gary Moore totally was, man. I listened to him a lot in the car. That guy was a beast. Gary Moore played very supercharged electric blues. See, now, Rick Romanelli, he has some really cool twists on playing, too, though, because he has a way of being able to slip in jazz in there. And he does it in a way where it doesn't make it obvious, you know what I mean? He's not like one of those players that's like, okay, now I'm going to put in jazz, you know what I mean? Like, it just kind of flows right in there like that, and it always takes me by surprise. I love it. Love the use of passing notes, and he's got a mastery on that. So, Ed, maybe you don't have classic gear like I was thinking. You just dispelled a myth for me, but for somehow you make it sound like it's like the top-notch classic gear. So obviously the tone is all in the fingers, I suppose. So. Rick Romanelli, move along, little fingers, move along. Dogpaw's going to do a Gary Moore cover vid. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. The magical pitch finder of my guitar doesn't work well enough yet. There you go, man. Dude, if you make it sound old, you've totally got pretty much the formula, if you will. Wonder if I could get a bass sound out of the guitar. Let's see. We go here to our bass patch, the one I was plugging the bass in. Ah, look at that. Ooh. See, it's almost like a ring modulator. I'm wondering if I could use a different waveform for that. Do yo guys watch that pedal show? Dan got an old telly. It's way better than the modern one. Cool. Yeah, I haven't really kept up with that too much, but some of these other guys might have. right, let's try a little bass guitar over drums. Bass guitar. Oh, guitar trying to be bass. We'll try a new drum groove. It's too damn fast. Let's get something slow. There we go. That's fairly slow. Paul Gilbert said he couldn't do Still Got the Blues. Said something like, how do you bend to the perfect pitch before you hit the note? Yeah, that's a lot of guesswork right there. I think it's something in the key of F sharp. Still think it'll sound beat to break in a rock candy. Ed does a good rock candy, man. Do you still have that one up, Ed? So much for the guitar trying to be a bass. What I like about this drummer, it's faithful. It doesn't gripe. It doesn't try to say that it writes the songs. It's just great. And then Dana, I'm going to try to cover that finger picking a little more for you. There we go. Short-term muscle memory issues. And remember, folks, my minimum for Super Chat is $1 million. If you can't do any more than that, then don't do it. By the way, I don't have it, so that pretty much puts that one to an end, doesn't it? So far, you're all thumbs. Yeah, pretty much. All right, so that's a nice little groove. So before I did little close-ups of the finger picking, I'm going to do a little bit more of that here. Try to explain it a bit, the best I can. Right now I'm holding the mic, so there's no way I'm going to fret anything proper here. I'm going to start off by saying that I take the pick, curl it up into the index finger like so, just like you're going to tap to get it out of the way. And it's all middle finger. pretty much a matter of straightening out the middle finger in a way where it's got support by the thumb, so it acts a bit like a little diving board. Like the old joke goes, it's such a hit at bachelorette parties. It's basically what it is. Of course, that's not musical. We'll try it with a musical line, so I have to release the microphone for a moment. But generally, you just, like speed picking, you're going to follow what you're doing with your fretting. That's basically how it works. Now, if I want to do something that's kind of like a little bit more palm mutey, but still have the sound of the finger, then I'll go this way with the finger. I'll literally hold it like that and pick. Again, the object of the game here is to have the finger be straight. Now, if I sit here and do that, then I won't be able to show you an example because my finger will get tired. But here we go. That's basically it. That's generally how the finger technique works. There's not a whole ton of explanation I could do on it except to say keep the finger as straight as possible. It's got to be straight. Usually goes up against the thumb when it's pointing towards the bridge. That's for like your lines that could cover all 6 strings. Then for the really crazy ones where you're muting the strings, this for me only reaches as high as the G string, and then that's it. After that, it just doesn't. Finger blasting, yeah, do not. So yeah, that's basically it. Good old pick, you can't go wrong with that. Usually the finger is kind of like when I'm ready to do some kind of line and I'm not quite sure how to arrange the pick, then I'll use the finger. Rocker pat, yep, that's probably the soundest technique there is. We do our Dorian. The strap falls off. Maybe I do need strap locks. I must have worn the leather out. Really? I'll have to watch the playback on that. And then the Rick Romanelli style, Less Gain. This is a good time. Yeah, the don't worry about sustain style. Just go to the next note, right? That is what you just told me, Rick. Here's another thing. Another trick to always be able to hit the right note is just to bend. Doesn't matter where I go on the fretboard. Bruce, man, thank you. So we go grab a note anywhere. I'm not even going to look. It's just a matter of being able to bend it to the right place. So usually I use that. That's to the fourth.
Sour notes. Welcome to the Kool Kidz, my friend. Good seeing ya.
Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, if you don't want to get tired, that's the easiest way. How many has a thumb? Is there anybody on this chat that has a thumb that goes that way? That'll actually bend like that? They call it the hitchhiker thumb. I'm curious to see how many people I meet that do have that. The hitchhiker thumb. I guess it's considered a double jointed thumb. Must hydrate. So, Craig, you could probably do that then. So I usually hold the pick like that. That's the old hummingbird pick thing. So if you notice, usually I have my thumb curled up really weird when I'm speed picking. It's because you can turn the pick 100% at a 90-degree angle. Now, the only thing is that, yeah, it's a note to land on. That's absolutely right. Is that what you're talking about? The bend thing, Bearded Blues dude, or the picking thing? But generally, we're taking the pick and we're bending it down, using the joint of the thumb to actually be able to bend it like that. Now anchor the fingers on over here, anywhere on here on the side of the fretboard, and then we go back and forth like that across the strings. But the pick is actually sideways against the strings. Now, depending on the material of the pick, that generally I find really kind of makes the Cobra sign. Nope, I'm cursed with normal thumbs. That's okay. Normal thumbs, you could do a whole other thing. I'll get into that in a moment. Oh, Rick, thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by, dude. It was good seeing you. Where's that from? Huh, all right. Anyways, brain fart. So yeah, that's and that I kind of sort of stole from the great Shawn Lane. I'm a big fan of his. Now doing it like this, obviously, I can't really illustrate too well. But I'll show it during, with the progression, because really it allows you to kind of pretty much assault the hell out of the strings, right? So the pick is actually sideways. And I'm using the neck pickup essentially as kind of like a little guide to keep the pick from falling too far in. Sounds horribly sloppy on its own, but... Well, that's good. You're practicing, man. No problem. Oh, I see you. I'm sure Clive probably says no problem, too. We're all players here. We could all understand. Now, another trick is to be able to hold the far corner of the pick. This is really such wrong technique. The wronger, the better. But it seems that by holding the far corner, it kind of gets the pick even yet out further from the strings in a weird way. So let's see. So I'm holding the pick at the corner like that and then twisting it in. And it's kind of... So pretty much the fingernail of my index finger is pointing up against the neck of the guitar. Then I'll do a descending run with like some sequencing. So the only thing with that is that, of course, there's a lot of pick noise, right? So if you're... the string gauge I'm using are 9s. I know I've asked people before what they use. I'll ask them again because we have a whole new crowd in here than a couple weeks ago. So what strings are everybody using? What gauge and what brand? And of course, we end it with a nice big, huge tremolo, and then we sound like we know what we're doing. See, that's the whole thing. That's cool, man. Spent the afternoon recording drums. That's awesome. Yeah, I've been working on. I got this dude in France, the D strings. He actually participated on the jam, on the blues jam, the last one, whatever you want to call it, the blues premiere, and so we went ahead and collabed on a tune. I gave him a progression pretty much similar to like what these here are sounding like I'm playing for you guys, and he did a bang-up job. He plays violin and all sorts of stuff, so we had this like really crazy thing. So I've been editing on that for a bit. Then, of course, it split my brain in half, and I was like, wow, that's right, I got to wire everything up for the live stream, so I got away from that. But depending on the time tonight, I'll do it. Then tomorrow, I get to go into the office and try to brave the old coronavirus. Yeehaw. Sure sounds like a lot of fun. I'm complaining. I'm complaining live on a live stream. So what do we got here for strings? We got sour notes. Paul, he's saying 9s and 10s depending on the guitar. Yeah, probably the scale, right? You got Super Slinky's 10s. Absolutely. Dana's using blue steels. Wow, 1046. Probably killer tone. Brian S., what's going on? So I'm going to have to plug myself because I believe, Brian S., I will be joining you on April 1st on Livewires. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty psyched about that. Paul, I think Jimmy sold his soul to the devil. God, at this point, I think we all did, right? What the hell did we get ourselves into?
Brian S., everybody. Brian has joined the Kool Kids. Welcome, Brian. Good seeing you, my brother.
I'm late for my Sunday afternoon.
Great, Vanzini. You always seem to pop in all quiet and stuff. You like slip in. The great Vanzini, everybody. Ha 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 ha. How are you doing?
Oh yes, absolutely. Anytime somebody comes and joins the Kool Kids over here, they get an intro. Everybody deserves it. Everybody comes here. You know, at one time, Brian S., maybe you could sympathize, and I'm sure Dave, Stafford's Music, can sympathize. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if you guys ever encountered this. But when I first started doing this live stream, I was literally streaming for zeros. I literally had 0 watching, 0 waiting, and I would sit here for a half an hour and lecture about guitar. And then I had a couple people join a couple times, but I wasn't doing it quite at a regular time. And then eventually... Oh, Paul, okay. I'm sure you can see that too. Yeah, so I would sit here and I'd stream for donuts, you know, for zeros. Hey, nobody. Hey, how's nobody doing today? You know, and all that. And do that for a while. And then somehow or another, some people started just coming here, which is really cool because, like, man, it was getting damn lonely. Should I really do this or not? Reverend Willie's, yes, I have some packs of those right here. Good old Reverend Willie's. When my middle finger went out on me and I had to play with no middle finger, a weekly gig, I used these things like crazy. They're great strings, actually. But yeah, so back in the day, we're streaming for donuts. Donuts being the zeros, and got some new tape. Hey, can I show you guys my new tape? I got some new tape. Check it out. My wife is always getting me these tapes because she knows that I use them to put on my gear. Man, what the hell is this world coming to? Now that I think about it, my goodness, now we got this whole pandemic thing going on. Here I am worried about going to live things so that my gear doesn't get stolen, but now I'm not going to be doing that. But that's okay. At least I'll conserve on tape. Here's the latest one. Ready? The Minions. But I don't think the Minions are quite as hated as others, so I don't know if this would actually protect your gear from getting stolen. Not like... Not like this. I mean, Justin Bieber tape. That is the stuff that will protect your gear from getting stolen. You just put that all over your amps and stuff like that. So once we get past this pandemic, however many years it takes, we're ready to all go out there playing live again. Yep. Oh, yes. Oh, Brian. Man, you haven't seen the beginning of it. You ready? How about My Little Pony tape? Yes, we do have My Little Pony tape. I guess we'll have to talk about this on Live Wires when I'm on your show. Yeah, this stuff here will really help your gear protect your gear from getting stolen. Which brings me to the crown jewel. Yes, my friends. One Direction. I have One Direction tape right here. See it? Clive, you still waiting for your cookies? Oh man, Clive, I guess you weren't here when I told the cookie story, or did I tell you the story about the cookies? Were you here for that? Unicorn tape has no reason to live. Oh my God, One Direction tape, we're all gonna die. Yes, my friend, that's truly signals the end of the world. Justin Bieber tape, where the hell do you source that? You have to ask my wife that one. I don't know. That ended up under the Christmas tree because I love tape. I have so many rolls of tape. I have tons of rolls of electrical tape. People crack on me about my tape collection. I don't know. I'm a tape hoarder because I always tape stuff, right? Something breaks, I tape it. No, but I could certainly wipe my ass with the tape. Come right off. Maybe I'll use the Justin Bieber tape for that. I don't know. Do you have toilet paper? Golden Girl tape might backfire. Yep. So, where was I going with this? Oh, yes. I know we were talking about wipe. I'd totally wipe my ass on J-Lo tape. I just can't stand her. But, J-Lo, if you're watching, just know you're down one guitar player who would want to play with you. The pony tape. It's classic. I have to start every stream with that. I can't remember where the hell I was going. Clive, yes. The cookie story. Well, for those of you who don't know, there are some of you guys didn't get a chance to participate in the blues thing I did last time. I did this big, huge blues thing where basically I just celebrated all you guys' talents. I didn't play on it at all except bass and guitar. I laid down a backing track, and all these awesome guitar players came on and threw down on it, and it was just fantastic. And then I did a big, huge live stream where I just showed off each and every one of them. Well, there had been this running joke with cookies, right? So my wife decides she's going to bake up all these really nice cookies, and she does, these chocolate chip cookies. Bakes up a huge amount, so we just put them all on a big platter. And I had this running joke, because I a long time ago I did this like making of type video, and I was like, well, if you sat through it this long, you get a cookie. And so ever since then, it's been like, yeah, you get a cookie, or you get 100 cookies, or whatever. Well, I'm sitting here with these cookies, and I'm doing the live premiere, the live stream on a Saturday, showing off everybody. But before that, we were hungry, so we ditched out and we grabbed some Indian food. So I ate a nice, big, huge Indian food meal. I'm sitting here with this big platter of cookies, got some milk, showing off everybody. I'm sitting there dipping the cookies in milk, just going nuts. And before long, I started feeling a little bit under the weather, not feeling so good. And as it went, how long was that stream? It must have been 3 some odd hours. There was a lot of players on it. Right at the end there, I couldn't see the chat, right? Because I had the monitor that I'm watching you guys on right now sit over there where it's supposed to be. Well, I took the monitor and moved it over at the very end there so I could see what was going on in the chat. And then all of a sudden, though, I was just starting to feel it. And all of a sudden I was like, all right, guys, well, good seeing you. Good night. Shut down the stream, ran. everywhere. It was just lovely. So oatmeal with raisin with walnuts because no one else seems to like them. I don't know about with walnuts. I don't think ours had walnuts, but my wife made some oatmeal raisin the other day, and they're fantastic. I've got a couple extra pounds right here just to tell you all about it. If you do that, Jimmy, Justin will smile back at you. Yep. Yeah, he'll be smiling, all right. Still have my, I'm not allowed to say who, toilet paper. Oh, yes, you're not, Rocker Pat. Keep it clean in here. We could only talk about wiping our asses on like Justin Bieber and you know, not those other people. So all we need to do is make people upset, and then everybody starts fighting, and then it just becomes really sad. I get sad.
I become a sad panda. A very sad panda. You don't want to see a sad panda. No siree.
So what were we doing? Oh, yeah. I want oatmeal raisin with walnuts. Yep. Dried cherries? Yeah, dried cherries are tasty. Actually, you know, those multicolored raisins they have, too, are really good. Those things are really tasty, actually. They don't taste like regular old raisins like you're thinking of those, you know, I don't remember the old brand of them, but where they use that heard it through the grapevine, you know, commercial or whatever. I can't remember, but I have Bieber Tank Underground. I have Beaver Tank Underground that I add chlorine to once in a while. So what key were we in? We were in F sharp minor, if I believe. Cranberries are good. They're a diuretic, too, to help you pee. We all want to stay regular, and we all want to pee sometimes. That's for darn sure. The Pocahontas virus. Now, Rocker Pat, my friend, you could be the one to explain.
What is the one thing that is not allowed on my live stream?
And no, it's not F sharp. Rocker Pat, thank you so much, sir. We're not allowed. None of us are. I'm not either. You know why? That shit pulls us apart. This thing brings us together. So that's what we go for. That's what key we were in. We were in F sharp. So see if the whole band will come in right on time. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I mean, you can't do that with a regular band. You know what I mean? The regular band, the drummer has to go 1, 2, 3, which sounds cool, you're right? But I mean, you could do that even without a band. I do appreciate you guys being kind like that. Just there's so much shit going on. Seriously, man. And now there's all this shit going on. I mean, for crying out loud, man, the world's just getting crazy. It's getting crazy. I'm telling you, man, it's just getting crazy. Need the right voice for that.
I'm telling you, man, it's just getting crazy. You know what I mean? We need some major 7th chords to follow that. It's getting crazy. It's getting really friggin' crazy. It's so crazy. You know what I mean? Why does it get so damn crazy? It's all Trap's fault.
Hang on one second while I get my dog toy. I'll be right back. I wanted to show you guys this. Uno momento. Who knew that these actually goes to get a tube screamer? Who knew that these could actually be utilized for musical purposes? Let me explain to you. I came across this before. This is just nuts. I hope you guys are ready. Even though whatever's going on right now, I do have to say that I am still required by law, in order to be able to keep and enjoy my name, to incorporate at least a science experiment every so often. So let's go ahead and get our science experiments going. This is with a dog toy. Bet you right now Bill's going nuts. Right? Check it out. Here's what we could do. We have our guitar going through distortion, right? Hey band, go ahead and play me something. Thank you. Put it here on the bridge pickup like this. We could even do it in doubles. Yeah!
Hey, Jeff Miller. Welcome to the Kool Kidz. Ha 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 ha.
Trying to get faster with it. Yeah. God, I just saw the viewership go up to 21 people watching. Wow. Now, how do people out there know that a dog toy is going on? Oh my goodness. Hey, Bill. What's up? You looking for this? I guess you guys should see how much Bill likes this thing. You ready? Hey, Bill, is this what you so covet? That's Bill running through the wires. Oh, yeah. Bill knows what's up. Hey, I bet you anything, we could probably even get it into a loop, can't we? After all, I am looping. Hey, Bill, can I borrow that for a moment? I'll give it right back when I'm done. I'll give it right back when I'm done. Look it. Bill looks so forlorn. It's all right, Bill. Just chill. I'll give it right back. Give me a second here. I see a good funny story coming up, so I'm going to check that out in a moment. Funny story. We routinely make cookies for our customers this week. We got a memo for COVID, to close our bathrooms, no longer accept cash. But they said nothing about stop making cookies. We know where that one goes. Okay, so let's go ahead and hear this in a loop. Hang on, Bill. Just chill, man. Give me 1 sec. Hang on. Sit. Stay. Stay. You'll get it in a moment. I just need to borrow. There you go. It's all yours. Yeah, it's like a rhythmic mouse. Now Bill's looking over here. You got it, One-Eye Jack. Now, One-Eye Jack, that is a dog toy. It's one of those squeaky dog toys, but then I'm also squeaking against the guitar as well. Huh, yeah. Here we go. It's a pandemic. It's a pandemic. There we go. So I want to say thanks to Bill for courtesy of that. That was brought to you by the legendary Bill. Yes, I like it. Yes, so dog squeaky toys could be used in rap metal. That's a very interesting concept. I just had a thought. Let's see, what was I going to say? One-Eye Jack, yes, and he's a phenomenal guitar player. And Brian S., you are absolutely right. Bill has talent, that is for sure. Did you see Bill reaching for the guitar? Oftentimes, too, if like it's really silent, and all of a sudden I reach over and I strum the guitar like that, like while it's on the stand or whatever, Bill goes nuts and starts barking at it. It's really something. Bill is a menace behind the wheel. Sure, toss it back. You go, Bill. You hear that, Bill? Oh, Bill's out of the room now. Bill got to sit here and watch, though. Basically, Bill and my wife both, as I was sitting here covered up in a green sheet, raising up the guitar. So for that intro, none of you caught the top of this stream, or really probably the past, I don't know how many streams. There's always a floating guitar. With the way I made the guitar float was using a green screen. I just took a picture of the back here, and then I went ahead and covered myself in this green screen and held the guitar up and floated it. And I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I just hear cracking up, and I look, and there's Bill sitting there, and there's my wife sitting there. She's just cracking up. And Bill's looking at me like, man, what the hell did I get myself into here? You got it right? I saw Bill. He's going for the high E. I can help out. Yeah. I have my voice to text going. Hello, everyone, and thank you for the kind words. Absolutely, Jack. Not a problem. Did your wife sing the bass in my face? It's actually, stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Everything you say is in very bad taste. Stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Only want to hear your ass because the top is a waste. What you say means nothing to me. Though you have a lovely bottom, that's all I want to see. The words you speak should never be heard. They should come from your ass. Rest assured, stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Everything you say is in very bad taste. Stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Only want to hear your ass because the top is a waste. A wise man told me you're the cream of the crop, and to only love your bottom and never the top. Your mouth tells lies, but your ass speaks the truth. Bend over, baby, let your rear end be soothed. Stick your bass in my face. Yes. That just came from my demented mind years ago. And that actually, no, that's not a real female singing. That was actually my old Droid phone, my Android phone. So I typed it out, and it went to voice, and really the voice was actually, stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Only want to hear your ass because the top is a waste, right? That's how it sounded. But then what I did was I took the audio recording of that, floated it into the computer, and I played the guitar to a drum beat, and I just play these random lines. Right? So if you guys listen to the top of the stream, or just do a rewind on it or whatever, listen to that first song that plays, because it's really interesting. Yes, it's very sciencey in terms of how it was done. So her voice was basically text to speech, and she's just talking it. I put in her voice, and then I played this guitar line to the drums. I took her voice and made it quantized to the beats so that she was like, stick your bass in my face, stick your bass in my face. Everything you say is right, and so on and so forth. And then, so what do you call it? So I went ahead, and you might have the only chat with no moderators. You have no idea of my hidden magical powers, strangely enough. If you hear the words bippity boppity boo, don't act on those. That means somebody gets thrown out. Haven't had to use it yet. No, I actually did. 2 weeks ago. Week ago. No, last week I did, actually. But anyways, all right. Barring that. So anyways, I got her voice in rhythm. So it didn't sound like she was rapping. But then using Melodyne plugin, you could actually copy the single notes of the guitar as waveforms, and make her voice conform to that waveform. And so it made her be able to sing to it. And then the bass line did the same thing, because I just played a bunch of random shit on the bass too. But then I copied the guitar lines to the bass. So now it sounds like every single thing is all in melody with each other. So if you go back and listen to the beginning of that, I highly recommend you do. It's really interesting. I quantized it using Ableton Live. So I warped it against a click track. Once I set the drum beat to a particular BPM, which I think is about 72 BPM, how he rolls that crazy intro. Oh, how you play it. Yeah, the intro. So the intro is just rendered, right? So that's just a rendered video with an assortment of like kind of the wildest tunes I could pick. And so it plays on, I have a 2 monitor set up here. I actually had Shawn Lane queued up to show you guys some of that. So I got this dual monitor set up, right? That's OBS. So now you're seeing endlessly recursive screens going on there. But it's a dual monitor setup, and so I usually play the wacky intro on that monitor, and then I have one setting in OBS that I hit that says monitor only. So it'll just capture that monitor, and it'll play only that desktop audio. So what you guys don't hear is me. Generally, you would normally hear a lot of fuck, god damn it, shit. I'm supposed to start at 3. Fuck. What the hell's going on with the fuck. Now the mic, every Sunday it's the same exact thing. But you guys don't hear that. All you hear is stick your bass in my face and all that other stuff, because it mutes the audio going into the sound card that you're hearing streamed right now. So that this way, come time and I've got everything all set up and everything and it all sounds good, then I go ahead and I hit the next scene. So in other words, I keep these scenes like this. Hang on. Yeah, I'll show you. I mean, might as well, right? What else are we going to do? We're all here. We're all stuck here for the duration. So this might help, especially for those who are on OBS and who kind of want to get the hang of it. First off, let me cue up the weird intro. Let's see here. That's the only thing about using a dynamic mic is that it has to follow you everywhere. It's the only downside of it. If I was using like an ambient mic, then you don't have that problem, but this way it keeps things musically sounding good because it's still all about the music in the end. But I have wacky intro here.
Stick your bass in my face. Stick your bass in my face.
I'll be showing you guys something interesting in a moment.
Very bad taste. Stick your.
Okay. All right. So there's the wacky intro. So this is generally what it looks like. I've got the dual monitor set up. So there's that. That's looking at the camera. Hey! And then over here on that monitor, I've got this queued up on VLC, my little, video player or whatever. And what I do is I go over here, see if we could see that scene fairly clearly. See if we can make out the text in that. It might look a little splotchy from what I'm seeing. But anyways, this is the one camera setup. So that's to this camera that you're seeing everything through. And that takes, in the audio side, that's going to take, there's all this other stuff, but all that's muted. The only thing that's going on is what's coming out of the audio box, this thing. That's the audio interface, right? So the audio interface is there. I've got pretty much everything live that I'm using going right into this. So the looper, everything goes through the looper in the end. So I could loop whatever I feel like looping. In case I decide to get adventurous and loop banjo or something for you guys. Hang on. I haven't caught up with the chat yet. It's scrolling, so I'm sorry. But so this one here is camera and monitor. So now there I am in the little screen. Howdy, howdy, howdy. So that's actually you in the little screen looking at what's in yet the other screen, which is here, which is on that monitor there. So that this way we could actually get audio from both of them. That's how I show off you guys' fine skills as guitar players. Now I can't hear that right now because I don't have the speakers turned on or my headphones plugged into it, but you're probably hearing it. And then the last scene is just
stick your bass in my face. Stick your bass in my face.
And for that, you probably didn't hear me. I was actually talking during that time, but that's basically how it's set up. OBS is friggin' cool. Thanks for bearing with me. Un momento. You all right, Bill? I almost whapped you with the microphone stand. I'm sorry. Damn, now how did I have this set up? All right. Good night, Dana. Who's leaving? Who did I miss? Let's see. So let's see. Can't read unless you turn the contrast down. Yeah, but that would require settings, and then I wouldn't look as cool on this camera here. Again, remember, we're doing a Hollywood production here, so I have to make it look somewhat filmy. And I play with color correction and stuff like that, so I put in kind of a funky color correction in the OBS, and that kind of makes the video look kind of neat, I think, anyways. Brings out the blues. My wife's always like, yeah, those blues are really cool, so I leave them. I have OBS, but not split screens. Oh, I see. Not dual monitors, yeah. I guess you could go back and forth, though, between your main monitor. Because all it's really looking at is either what's on the camera or what's on your main monitor. So you could switch on and off those, too. Doing angle cuts is less boring. I don't know. I always thought one day I'd do split screen video. Can't figure that out. Very confusing, Dana. Leaving. And Ed commenting. It did mess me up. Well, you know what actually messed me up was that Dana had left a comment on my video, but he put Dana E, period, right? And it had me scratching my head. You know, he like kind of signed off. He's like, you know, this is cool. Great to meet you, Dana E. And I was like, Dana E. Well, I know E Dana. You know what I mean? I had to think about that for a moment there. So, well, it was I get a little kind of dyslexic with numbers too sometimes. So I saw 2 and 3 chord when I first got to know you guys. I saw 2 and 3 chord jams, and I saw R2 R3, and I'm like, hang on, whoa, wait a second here. You know, my brain was kind of going into some kind of strange meltdown mode for a moment. But yeah. How did you get 2 and 3 chord jams name? I'm going to ask you first, and if R2's here, I'm going to have to ask him about that, but I do have a feeling it ties to a guitar part somehow. I'm not quite sure how. I don't know my guitar parts that well. Ed, do they have a pill for that? Or do we all need toilet paper? Sure. 768 unquantized in Cubase live. Wow. In Cubase live. That would really mess me up. Selective dyslexia affects us older dudes. Yes, it does. Most of what I jam to is only 2 or 3 chords. Yeah, that's cool. I always keep the progression simple here. Well, pretty much most of the time. I'm not really much into changing scales. I like to stay in the same scale for the most part, but back in the day, I used to really study jazz and get into like changing scales like every other beat or something like that. But after a while, selective dyslexia kicked in, and I said, sorry, I'm not doing that anymore. Besides, the less you have to change scales, the more you get paid, supposedly. I mean, when's the last time you've met a rich jazz musician? Bill, what's that? Bill come to chill. What's up, Bill? Sniffing the mic? That's the gang over there. That's the cool kids. Whoop, sorry, Bill. I know you're uncomfortable there. That's the cool kids right there. So, anyways, here you go, Bill. Maybe you could find some cookie crumbs still around here. Right, Bill? If I could get Bill to bark, that'd be really funny, because then I could get him to bark right through the this thing.
Check. Hey. Pedigree. Pedigree. Let's see if we can get Bill to bark. What do you think? Alright, we're gonna try this. How do I get Bill to bark?
Okay, I'm gonna see if I could. How do I do this? Okay, I've only got so many hands. Pedigree, absolutely. We got this. Let's see if we can get Bill to bark. Nothing like a nice live dog stream. Do you think Ed was going senile? Just tell him it's nice to meet him. I'm certain there's a way to get Bill to bark. It's really not that hard to get Bill to bark. But you're getting stuck in the wires, and you're going to make the live feed go down. Wait. Oh. Bill's starting to get worked up a little bit. Rescue or pedigree? We saved Bill, so Bill is definitely a rescue. Clive, good seeing you, my friend.
Thank you, Clive, for joining us. Way out there overseas. Stay safe, my friend.
Oh, we're starting to get it. I'm starting to get some action. I'm starting to slowly get some action here. I have a feeling a bar... Okay.
Pretty good, right?
Bill is a lot of fun. Got her done. We got Bill. We got Bill in slow-mo. Oh, hang on. The camera's not pointing at me now. Wow, what a stream. This is really something. PD dog is a stray, and he has some stinky farts. See, that's what you want. You want a dog that can lay him down. Bill does a great job in that department. Bill is also a real snorer, too. Oh my gosh, what a cute cat! Did you hear that, Bill? Greg Vanzini says you're a cute cat. So, Bill was on death's door. We did not know this. Bill was about that big. And so we went. Last of the litter. The whole litter was taken, but not Bill. Took Bill to the vet. And their vet. And the vet was like, oh, dog is just great shape. Awesome shape. Woohoo! So we get Bill. Come to realize that Bill had respiratory problems. And it turned out he was on his way out. We didn't realize this, so we took him to our vet, our really good vet in Vegas, and she said, well, that's it. She just completely drugged Bill up, gave Bill every single kind of antibiotic you can imagine, and the dog was saved. But it was pretty close, though. Let's see here. Stepped away, was listening. Oh my gosh, what a cute cat. That's actually a Shih Tzu, so it's part cat, part dog. Absolutely. But you're close. Craig Flowers, got to get back to recording. Cool. Looking forward to seeing your new efforts, my friend. Really threw out the shoulder. Oh, damn. That sucks. Pete is 3 times as big. Snores up a storm. You'd be surprised. Bill's got quite a healthy snore. I think our whole family does, though, so... Bill is a monster slayer.
Bill is a monster slayer.
The dog paw. Yeah, I like your name too, by the way. So being a dog lover, there you go. It's a cool name. My guy was about that size when he was born. If he just tried to turn around in that room, you'd need some new guitars. That's a good boy. See, that's pretty cool. I was able to actually have a live special guest on here. I've offered, I said hey, to my wife, hey, you want to come on live? She's like, nah, thank you. You have your fun. Your dog's head is about as big as Bill. Petey's a big boy, huh?
Gotta say it with a red voice. Petey is a big boy. Bill's a big boy in here. Bill's a very big boy, aren't you, Bill? You're a big boy in here, aren't you? Bill, do you like jams? Bill, do you want to hear a jam? Alright, here's another science experiment. I'll give Bill the headphones. Bill is weirded out. Bill licks the headphones. Ha 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 ha.
Don says his dog is a tad bigger than Bill. Goes after Roddy's. That's a good dog. Oh, it's so funny. I was actually thinking about Brian S. If he's still here. I don't know. Brian, you still here? So I was thinking of doing a very quick one round of Name That Solo, and I'll bet you anything that he would get it. But I don't know if he's here. He'd have to be here in order to do this one. Petey dog is half bird dog, half pit. Wow. Being a shop dude, I could definitely see you having a pit over there. Miss my boy, Maximilian, the incorruptible. Had a before Bill had a three-legged Chihuahua Terrier named Tripod. That dog was so darn smart. She was very smart. We were in an apartment, and I used to open the door. I'd take out the garbage. The dog would run down the stairs, past me all the way down, run all the way off to the yard there, do her business. I'd go throw the garbage out in the garbage dumpster there, come right back up. We both meet right back up at the stairs, and she'd just run up. This one, Bill, no, generally it wouldn't work out like that. But Bill has his own skills, so like if I tell Bill, "Hey Bill, go get the piggy," Bill will come dig out of his maybe 400 toys that he has and bring me the piggy. If I ask for the monkey or the worm or whatever, Bill can actually differentiate. So for Shih Tzus, that's pretty good. Shih Tzus are considered not too bright of a dog generally. Let's put it this way: the way you could test a dog's intelligence is by taking a blanket or a towel and throwing it over said dog. The sooner that the dog could get out from underneath the towel or the blanket, that's basically their intelligence level. That's like an IQ test for dogs, generally. That's how you could tell how smart a dog is. It's like a border collie, for example, smartest breed that there is. They're out of it in like a second. But like a German Shepherd, maybe they'd take about maybe 2-3 seconds or so, whatever. Your average Shih Tzu will take. Well, actually, your average Shih Tzu won't come out of it. You'd eventually have to take the towel or blanket off of them. But not Bill. Bill, half hour. Bill was out of there. So pretty good, all things considered. Petey is a sweetie Petey. It's Rocker Pat one needs to worry about. Well, we know that, man. Mr. 100 and some odd miles an hour. Fast cars, fast guitars. Only go to Rocker Pat. I can't shut it off. Gonna miss my last chance to record until next weekend. Well, that's okay, Craig. Sound pretty much like me. I wanted to get that collab video up, and I was thinking of doing yet another cover song. Do you know that there's actually a permission, or what do I want to call it? There is a part of YouTube that you could go to before you decide to embark on doing a cover and seeing what would happen to you if you were to do said cover as a video. And it's called Music Policies. So if you did like a Google search of YouTube Music Policies, it'll actually take you to a part of YouTube that's searchable. And you can actually type in the title of the song that you're hoping to cover, and it'll tell you what'll happen to you if you were to put up a video on that. So there were a couple of them I was thinking about doing that were like absolutely banned in every country. I'm like, yep, there's no way I'm going to sit down and do a video on that. Don, good seeing you, man. He's got the vodka kicking in. Look out. Well, it's good seeing you, man. Stay safe out there. And thanks for popping in and chilling with us. With the cool kids. The night's still young, so. You guys in the mood for something weird? That's nice and weird. Guitar Hack, what's up, man? Good seeing you. I checked out Guitar Hack, and he had special guest Jack the Rabbit on there, and that was really cool, man. That was a cool stream. I only got to catch the rest of it. Oh yeah, good luck with Ozzy. I know Ozzy kicks everybody out. Ozzy, you know what I mean. If you're to cover Ozzy's, it would be blocked. Yeah, we're just jamming a bit. We're talking. Showed everybody Bill the dog. Bill's out now. We're doing some dog toy rap guitar. That was kind of interesting. I made a video for Ozzy's Fire in the Sky, and it wouldn't let me post it. Yeah. So you do that YouTube search or Google search or whatever. I'm sure it's accessible through YouTube, but I just found it through a Google search. I just typed YouTube Music Policies, and it takes you right to YouTube, and you could just this site in YouTube, and you just type in the name of the song. Like if you were to type in "No More Tears," it would be like blocked in every country, right, or whatever. You could see it on the little drop downs. So I heard the Tau test before. Oh, okay. So not many people know about the Tau test for dogs' intelligence, but it's pretty interesting. See, and Guitar Hack, every time I see Guitar Hack, I'm like, hey, Timbits! I start thinking of Tim Hortons and all that because he's up in Canada. Where in Canada are you from again, Guitar Hack? I'm posting a vid on today's rehearsal. I'm sure it'll get claimed. Oh, man. Look forward to seeing it, though. Toronto. Oh, wow. It's gorgeous up there. My mother-in-law used to live in Oakville. Fairly close there. We'd go kick around Toronto in Oakville. There's always such good food up there. Man, I'm so jealous of you guys. I mean, food we have here is... Well, especially here in Tucson where I live. I mean, we used to live in Vegas where the food was really good, but... Yeah, it's really nice. Love going out there. We'd always hang out in that little shopping strip there, that little coffee place, and there was what was that burgers place called? Burger place, Lugs Burgers or something like that. Yeah, food. Oh, that's right. R2's from Chicago, man. You guys do have some good food. You guys got the dogs. You got the pizza. A lot of stuff Chicago's known for. Great music too, of course. Jojo used to live in Tucson. So what was I doing? Oh yes, I was gonna jam something. Let's see. Once I can find a beat, I think I could groove to. Let's see. Not overdriving, am I? Yeah, that's how it is here too. It's all Mexican. They do have some good Mexican places here, though. That beat's just crying out for E, isn't it? You mean Guitar Meets Science doesn't recognize the lyrics to Get Back? Ha! No, I don't. Oh, man. The reference is so lost on me, man. Now I know.
That's called bass abuse. Welcome, Guitar Hack, to the Kool Kidz. Frozen Fury, welcome to the Kool Kidz. See you later, Craig.
See you later, Craig. Thanks for chilling with us, Craig. R2, good seeing you, man. Thank you for popping down and chilling with us. My fellow shredder friend. So we were talking a little bit about all the craziness going on, of course. Is it crazy like that up north, too? Actually, I know my father-in-law lives way up there in Ontario, and he was saying that he's over by Timmins. And he said it's nuts over there, too. So I guess it's nuts everywhere. Everybody's really kind of going for the toilet paper, so. Yeah, it's everywhere, apparently. Same thing. I mean, all the shelves were just cleared. I usually mix it up with Dr. P, since I'm from the South. Leo Metal. Southern style.
Southern style. Ha ha ha.
Doing well, Frozen Fury. Man, it's good seeing you. Haven't seen you in a while, actually. Remember, years ago, I used to go by Fury 6, way back when. So when I saw Fury in the name, I was like, hey, right on. Great minds think alike, right? So we haven't really talked much. It's funny, actually, Guitar Hack's entry in here reminded me of that I was going to talk about gear a little bit. See, but I can't cover gear quite like that. I mean, the way you cover gear on there is something else.
Andy Dion, what the heck is going on?
Yep, Andy Dion. His was the first pandemic song I've heard. Actually, still the only one I've heard. But it turned out really good, so. My grocery store was filled to the ceiling except TP. But they did have some and thought they could get more in a couple hours. Interesting. They got poison in the water and the whole world in a trance. But just because we're hypnotized, that don't mean we can't dance. Sage wisdom. I'm going to have to check out Rockin' Dave's, too. Yeah, Andy Dion has such a command of that voice thing, the vocoder, right? I know I tried that a few streams back. I was trying to pull my best Andy Dion, but I couldn't quite get it the way he gets it. But yeah, he essentially takes an instrumental song and turns it into a vocal song by addition of vocoder, and it sounds really cool. So if nobody's had a chance to check out Andy Dion's tune, highly recommended. That is very cool. I heard Rockin' Guitar Lounge's Pandemic song early and Dave's new one. Okay, yeah, so I got some catching up to do then. Everyone panicked over Popeyes. Yeah. Well, now they should be panicking over Popeyes, probably, but. Killer. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Rocker Pat's favorite music right there. Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law. For when you want to drive slow. So yeah, I'm using the Boss RC50. It's an old loop pedal, but it definitely does a good job. It's kind of nice because I'll lay a bass loop on one patch and have the drums already in one other patch, so that this way it what do you call it? It can loop right on time. Yep. You know what? I don't know if he's ever done it or not, but if you ever look up Richard Cheese, very cool. If you look up Richard Cheese, he had a group called, or an album called Lounge Against the Machine, where he did like Ozzy Osbourne songs. He did Rage Against the Machine and all that stuff in total lounge format. And I think they used his Crazy Train at the top of the reality show that Ozzy had, the Osbournes. It was like crazy, but that's how it goes. And I'm not even gonna try to sing that in key because boom, they'll knock this right offline if I did that. But you get the general idea. And yeah, it was pretty. Richard Cheese, yeah, Down with the Sickness. Yeah, he did that one. Right. We had a band called Disturbed. A little bit before Disturbed came out, actually, and we were playing. And, yeah, they were mad at us. They were sending, like, things over to the clubs that we're playing at saying, you know, you guys really should not use that name. And we just kept saying, yeah, well, fine, do something about it. But they never did, so at least nothing came out of that. But I think it was their management or something used to send over, or used to contact the club owners where we were playing or something like that. Because it would always be the club owner saying, yeah, they're saying don't use the name. The clown guy. I'm not sure exactly. I have to go back if I missed one. Said you were comparing an Epiphone with a Gibson. That's not me. I don't have an Epiphone. Puddle's Pity Party. That does sound kind of clowny. So great. Oh, okay. I was gonna say it's definitely not. It definitely couldn't be mine. But Guitar Hack has a lot of guitars. At least I see them back there. There's 2 Les Paul specials that I compared. Epiphone and Gibson. That's cool. Or one time in the music store, we were doing comparisons. One of my guitar students asked me if I could go out there. This is back when I was teaching. And we went over. And it was funny because one of the Squires actually stood out to actually sound really pretty much as good as one of the Strats that he was looking at. But I don't think the guys at the music store really appreciated that too awful much because it was like a big difference in price. But see, I got a lot of catching up on videos to do, so I'll have to check that one out, Hack. That's cool. Yeah. Like, damn. Wish they were mine. But you do have a lot of guitars, though. Actually, Guitar Hack, I did, because for a long time there, I haven't been able to catch the streams. I was able to finally catch the tail end of the one you did with Jack the Rabbit, which was really cool. I saw a stream a while back where you were going over the many uses that you could get out of a chorus pedal. And I thought that was the coolest thing because you could get kind of like a phase pedal type sound and just a bunch of different sounds out of just a chorus pedal just by setting the settings. And I had this really cheap chorus pedal, and it turns out that I was able to pretty much dial it in all those ways that you were recommending, and sure enough, I was getting a lot of different sounds out of it. So thanks for that, man. That was actually really cool. Usually when I'm using the amp, I use that bad boy as a front end boost. It now has a yellow LED in it instead of a red because it blew out the red LED that came with it. So that may be the only one of those that has a yellow LED in it. Yeah, man, that was really cool. I was surprised that you could get so many sounds out of a chorus pedal. I was like, you know what? That's pretty crazy, actually. Uses the same type of modulations and stuff like that. And then I started saying, wow, I get ripped off buying all those phaser pedals. One time in the music store, I bought a guitar. Didn't even know how to play the thing. You know, that sounds like in first grade, I had this toy guitar. It was one of those type things that was strung up with like 4 nylon strings. And I took it into show and tell. I'll never forget, and I'm showing them, like, yeah, this is my guitar, all that. And then the teacher's like, oh, great. Well, can you go ahead and play something for us? And I was like, oh, you mean you expect me to play it too? Like I was just showing it, right? It's show and tell, so I was just showing it. I didn't know how to play anything. That was kind of embarrassing to say the least, but now it's like y'all dressed up, nowhere to go. I can't do show and tell now with a guitar. Well, I guess I can. We're doing show and tell, aren't we? This is sort of what we do. We are doing show and tell. So I guess, yeah, okay, and we could sort of play too, so. I'll speak for myself. I could sort of play. Pat Boone's version. Right on, One Eye Jack. Okay. Yeah, Richard Cheese did stuff like that, so he kind of like continued on with that tradition. But yeah, you're right. The Pat Boone. That's when Pat Boone was getting into his metal phase. Yeah, it's not show and demonstrate. Yeah, exactly. It's show and tell. Not to say that I'm doing anything right on this. I have no idea. I don't think none of us do. We just kind of said, hey, guess what? I could stream. I could send sound to people, and people will show up. And then when people show up, and you're kind of like, all right, now I'm trying to run this, big Hollywood production, and it's just not working. You know what I mean? So, I cover things like speed picking. So that's a lot of fun. No TP required. Absolutely, Rocker Pat. And then here we are all on a Sunday, just saying, hey, man, so much craziness going on out there. You could at least sit here and talk guitars for a while and stay sane. You know what I mean? This stuff goes on all night, too. So if I didn't say it before, I'll say it again, is that April 1st, I'll actually be joining Brian S. on Livewire, so that should be interesting. Rocker Pat, you got it down, but no political stuff. And the reason why, of course, is because that tends to get people pissed off at each other, and then they start hating each other, and that's no fun. At least with our guitars, you know, nobody gets mad at each other. And I really got into the software development thing for a while, so, and I still do that. You know, I still do it. I'm still working on a particular thing for that. Oh, cool, man. Have to check that out, Bruce. Yeah, it just gets messy. That's all it is, you know. Everybody comes from different backgrounds and all this other stuff, and what happens is backgrounds start rearing their ugly heads. And, then people are at each other's throats. People who used to like each other now all of a sudden can't stand each other. I don't know. I've seen it happen too much on Facebook, so I was like, you can't do that here. I think we had some kind of blues groove down here somewhere. Let's see what I got. Oh, would you know it? It was a patch right beforehand. What key should this one be in? It won't run the whole 12 bars because there's not enough length on it. So it'll just be one key. We'll get some bluesy licks in there. Pick a key. Whoever says the first key, that's the key it'll be in. Q, okay. Master lock key, skeleton key, E minor. Okay, well I can't play in Q. Well, I can play in Q, but you guys really wouldn't want to be subjected to Q. I've done that before. Drove poor Ed Dana crazy. Master lock key, yep. Skeleton key, that all generally falls within the Q category. But E minor, okay. Sounds like Black Velvet. Well, like I said, I don't have enough space to run all those keys, so it'll be in one key. See, that's the entire thing right there. Except for that was off rhythm. There we go. In case, how about E or E minor? Awesome, that's where we're at. Why is it that us guitar players like E so much? How did I know that you guys were going to pick E? Because that's what I was going to pick. Anytime I want to do one in the key of E, I usually say, hey, what key should I play this in? It's really to make you guys feel like you're picking the key, but actually I already know. Ah, and I just got the 5-minute warning, which means dinner's coming.
That means I get to eat. I get to eat food.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it sounds like Black Velvet. So I'm going to play us out then. Then you do need TP. I have none of that, so it's all just in, no out. Awesome, you're playing along? Cool, then we'll trade some licks. Jam along. I can hear you. Yeah, Dana, this is a scallop board. Jimolian. Trying to find that slide. Now I don't know where it's at. Ah, we found it. Best way to do slide. Before you guys go thinking I smoke that funny stuff, I do not. I use rolling papers because I like to roll my own cigarettes sometimes. Great way to save money. Now see if I could just play it with a slide. Okay, I suck with that. So what streams are going on tonight? What are other streams happening? Can't do that on this one. Guitar Hack just finished editing a vid, goes up tomorrow. Very cool. And Hack, you do yours every Thursday at a certain time?
Check out Guitar Hack, live show every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Gotta have a special guest this week. Gotta or gonna?
8 p.m. Eastern, so that's early for me. So. Who you having? So everybody check out Guitar Hack's live stream. All my guests are special. Right on. You gotta have a special guest. You don't want an unspecial guest. That is for darn sure. Yeah, man, no problem. I'll definitely be checking that out for sure. Always a good watch, always a good hang. I guess I have to take this off of me, and my wife's gonna be like, "Hey, you want to eat any time within this century?" So, yes, there is food. So I must go eat. But I'll try to check out what's going on. Thanks to Bruce, Guitar Hack, Dana, Great Vanzini, all the live streams worthy of checking out are definitely Guitar Hacks. He's got his coming up 8 o'clock Eastern. You've got, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Coming from a pro live streamer like yourself, because I know you've been you've been at it for a while. I'm still kind of relatively new at this. If you don't see me next week, it's because Corona. Well, Rocker Pat, I'm sure you could outdrive Corona. That's for sure. You too, Bruce. Good seeing you. And also check out Stafford's on Fridays. His goes on. Well, his are generally 8 o'clock my time Pacific normally, but I think he's been going on an hour earlier. But check his out. That's another one I like to get onto. Ed Dana has some, but he doesn't really do them. His schedule kind of changes, so I try to keep an eye out for Ed Dana's live streams. He's got some good ones. Rockin' Dave has some too. I haven't seen any for a while, but hopefully he'll be kicking some out here. And so anyways, great hang. Leo, thanks for coming down. You too. Have a good one. Stay safe out there, everybody. Look out. Just basically avoid the air. If you can avoid the air, you're in good shape. Avoid people. Just stay away from everybody. Just go on here. Hi. See, you can't catch my cooties. I can't catch yours. You can't catch each other, so we're all happy. Jimmy Biter, good seeing you, brother. Thanks for popping in. Chilling with us. We had R2 in here. Dave popped in for a bit. Joe Wentz Project TV. Definitely check out his channel. Yeah, man. Just a lot of good people. Craig Flowers was out here. Mighty Pork Chop. So, yeah. Rocker Pat, of course. Thank you so much for popping in. I'll keep saying stuff, and I'll keep forgetting people. So, I don't mean to. It's just whoever's immediately in the chat is immediately in my head. Dana Everhart, of course. He's keeping me busy with thinking about all these guitar concepts. So thank you, man. Thanks for keeping my head in the game. And that's it, man. You guys have an awesome week. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble, or stay in trouble if that's what you want to do. And I will catch you, if not next week, which I'm planning on doing my stream again, sometime before when I'm on your streams or whatever, chilling out. So, woohoo! Have a good one. Awesome.